Have you ever stopped to wonder if humanity has an expiration date? Are we really in control of our destiny, or are we just pushing the end closer every year? While scientists adjust the hands of the Doomsday Clock and new threats emerge one after another, the question remains, how much time do we really have left? What would happen if a supervolcano erupted tomorrow? Or if a cosmic ray we can't even see erased our history in seconds? And even without those external disasters, aren't we already digging our own grave with wars, crises, and reckless choices? These aren't questions for the future, they're for right now. That's why you need to stick with me until the end of this video. Here, you'll uncover the greatest threats to our survival and also the chances we still have to turn the tide. So tell me, do you believe humanity will last for centuries, or are we already living through the final chapters of our story? The so-called Doomsday Clock isn't some dusty object hidden in a secret lab, but a powerful symbol created by scientists to measure how close humanity is to self-destruction. It works like a visual metaphor. The hands move closer to midnight whenever wars, environmental crises, or dangerous technological advances increase global risk. Think of it as a thermometer for human survival, only instead of measuring fever, it tracks the temperature of our collective recklessness. At different points in history, this clock has come within just a few minutes of midnight, and that was no coincidence. When atomic bombs devastated Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world realized it had unleashed a monster capable of wiping out life in seconds. Since then, Cold Wars, nuclear tests, and international tensions have pushed the hands forward, acting as silent alarms we've stubbornly ignored. It's almost ironic, while we set alarms to wake up early, there's another clock ticking, one that only wakes us up when humanity toys too much with its future. But it isn't just bombs and conflict that move those symbolic hands. Accelerating climate change, unexpected pandemics, and even the race for technological dominance can push midnight closer. Scientists update this clock as if they were writing a police report for civilization itself. It's a constant reminder that the biggest threats don't always come from outside, they often begin with our own hands. And if the clock is keeping time, maybe we should also pay attention to what might be waiting for us beyond Earth. Picture a clear night sky, full of stars, and now realize that beyond all that beauty lurks a set of dangers powerful enough to end Earth in the blink of an eye. Giant asteroids, for instance, already proved their strength when they wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. A similar impact today wouldn't just alter the global climate, it could flatten entire cities within seconds. It's as if the universe keeps its own list of unpleasant surprises, ready to remind us that we're not really in charge. And that's only part of the story. Nearby supernova explosions or bursts of gamma rays could hit Earth with so much energy that we wouldn't even have time to react. Imagine flipping off a light switch in a room, but on a cosmic scale. Suddenly, everything would go silent, cold, and dark. While rare, these events are part of the natural rhythm of the cosmos, and as advanced as science may be, we still don't have a stellar umbrella to shield us from them. Here's the intriguing twist: despite these risks, humanity continues to dream about space exploration, almost as if it wants to negotiate directly with the universe itself. This duality, the universe as both enemy and promise, shapes our imagination and drives scientific progress. After all, if out there we face invisible dangers, maybe out there we'll also find the key to our survival. But before chasing those dreams, we need to face the enemy already knocking at our door, the environmental changes we've set in motion here on Earth. You don't need to look to the stars to find threats capable of ending civilization. Just step outside on an unbearably hot day or notice how the seasons no longer behave the way they used to. Climate change is silent but devastating, and the worst part is that humanity's fingerprints are all over it. Deforestation, pollution, and reckless consumption work like gears in a machine that speeds up our own collapse. Scientists warn that points of no return are drawing closer than we'd like to admit. The melting of polar ice caps, for instance, could raise sea levels to the point where entire coastal cities disappear beneath the water, and this isn't science fiction, it's a projection backed by the IPCC. Think of New York, Rio de Janeiro, or Venice swallowed by the ocean, like eerie ruins from a post-apocalyptic movie. The difference is, in this film, no one gets to choose whether to buy a ticket, we're all part of the cast. What's even more unsettling is that the signs are already here. Record-breaking heat waves, prolonged droughts, and extreme weather events have become part of the daily news cycle. It feels like we're watching a trailer for a movie we helped write. But while this invisible enemy grows stronger each day, another human creation is emerging, one that carries both hope and danger: artificial intelligence, a force that could either save us or seal our fate. Artificial intelligence has quickly become the star of every conversation about the future. On one side, it looks like humanity's great savior, capable of solving problems we've carried for centuries. Picture an AI predicting natural disasters with surgical accuracy or discovering cures for diseases that still baffle modern medicine. It's not an exaggeration to say that, if used wisely, AI could add decades of comfort and security to our time on this planet. But then comes the darker side, the one that sends chills down our spine. The risk of losing control over machines that learn and decide on their own is no longer just a movie plot. Tech companies are locked in a frantic race to build the most powerful AI, and in that rush, ethical breaks don't always make the cut. The question that keeps looming is this: what if one day AI decides it no longer needs us to keep existing? This dilemma places humanity at a crossroads. Will AI become the ultimate tool that saves us, or the trapdoor to our downfall? It's almost like playing Sorcerer's Apprentice, but with global consequences. And while AI could guide us towards solutions here on Earth, it also reignites our old obsession with looking outward, toward Mars, other planets, and worlds beyond our reach. Could the answer to our survival actually lie in space? The idea of colonizing other planets has always stirred a mix of fascination and doubt. Bold projects, like SpaceX's missions to Mars or NASA's plans for permanent bases on the Moon, show that this vision is no longer just science fiction. It feels like humanity is rehearsing a Plan B, an escape hatch in case Earth becomes unlivable. But here's the big question: are we truly prepared to survive on another planet with limited resources and hostile conditions? For many scientists, space colonization goes beyond survival, it's also about expansion. Imagine mining asteroids packed with rare metals or building self-sufficient colonies capable of thriving without Earth's constant support. That would completely reshape how we view wealth, borders, and even progress itself. It would be like reliving the spirit of the Great Navigations, only this time on a cosmic scale. Still, the practical challenges are staggering. Life on Mars, for example, would demand building entire cities shielded from radiation, with complex systems to produce oxygen and water. And even if all that were solved, we'd face the trickiest challenge of all: learning how to live together. If cooperation is already a struggle here on Earth, what makes us think we'd leave those problems behind among the stars? Which brings us to a hard truth: maybe the greatest obstacle isn't out there, it's within us. As real as asteroids, supernovas, or resource shortages may be, nothing compares to the human factor. History shows us that humankind has an uncanny ability to create problems on a global scale: nuclear wars, social inequality, and endless power struggles. It's as if, instead of an external enemy, we carry within us the very key that can either unlock progress or slam shut the doors to the future. Think about the last few centuries. How many times has humanity come dangerously close to destroying itself through conflicts that could have been avoided? The Cold War is a prime example. One button press could have changed the fate of billions. Our inability to achieve true global cooperation proves that, even with advanced technology and knowledge, we still stumble over the same flaws of ego and ambition. And here lies the great irony: We pour billions into space exploration and artificial intelligence, but still can't solve the divisions that keep us from acting as a united species. Maybe the real question isn't just, how much time do we have against outside threats, but how long can we live with ourselves before we self-destruct? Which leads us straight into the big, unsettling thought: does humanity actually have an expiration date? If you've made it this far, you already know the biggest threat to humanity might come from space, from nature, or from within ourselves. But here's the real question: what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep living as if nothing is happening, or will you start realizing that every choice you make helps shape the future of civilization? Take a moment and ask yourself, what can you change today so you're part of the solution, not the problem? Could it be rethinking your habits, supporting ideas that protect our planet, or even sharing this content to open other people's eyes? The future doesn't depend only on scientists, governments, or technology. It depends on each of us. So here's my challenge: do you really believe humanity has an expiration date, or do you think there's still time to write a different ending? If you want to keep exploring these questions and uncovering truths no one else tells you, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join me on this journey. After all, the countdown has already begun, and you need to decide which side of history you want to stand on.